I didn't know my grandma wasn't my mom either. What up, and you already know what it is. Back at it again with another video, and welcome back, Goodie Gang. Yes, before I get into this video, I would like it if you guys, yes, you would like, share, and subscribe. Be a part of the gang that is Goodie. Yes. And also, I would really love it if you guys would follow me on Instagram. Leave it right here. Leave my Instagram right here. Yes, and follow me on all my social medias that I will also link below. Okay, now let's get into this video. So this is an update on my Jamaica vlog from last year when I met my mother. Yes. So I realized one of my subscribers on that vlog actually commented saying that they would like a reason for why I took so long to meet my mom. So I'm gonna just give you guys a little backstory, a little bit of history about myself. So I am 26. I met my mom last year. Obviously I was 25. I have never, I'm gonna repeat, never knew my mother. I literally just met my mom last year around this time. That is why I'm making the video now, because this is the 1-year anniversary of knowing my mother. So that's why we're doing this. I'm just gonna get into it. So how was it meeting my mother? Okay, so if you guys watched the Jamaica vlog, it was actually very emotional. My first time seeing her, yes. We cried. We both cried so much. You know, I'm gonna try not to get emotional because I already feel my tears coming. So I'm gonna try my hardest to not cry on camera, because I really hate when I see people cry on camera like this, like they're making a video for you guys and they're like crying. I hate seeing people cry on camera on purpose. So yeah, but in the vlog, that was literally the first time I saw her, and that was the first time we saw each other. And just a little backstory about that: I did not want to film. I didn't. But I did it because my cousins told me I should, because they wanted to know how it would be, you know, how I'm doing and stuff like that. So I was thinking of just making videos and sending it to them. But then my younger cousin, she was like, no, you should post it. You gotta post it. People encouraged me to post it. That's why I posted it. I didn't really want to post it because I didn't know how people would receive it, seeing that this is the first time I met my mother. Because I have people ask me so many questions. Oh my god, I feel don't stop. Okay, sorry. I feel myself about to cry, but I'm telling myself to stop. Okay, sorry. Okay, so I posted it. People encouraged me to post that video and post my vlogs as I was down there. I spent 2 months in Jamaica, and people encouraged me to make to post it on my YouTube channel. And my thoughts were like, I don't know if I want to do that, because it's something real personal to me. Also, when I was young, growing up, and I was raised with my grandmother, when people saw my grandmother, they would see that as really strange to see a old woman with a young child. So even though some women that are old have children, they would feel like that's really weird. Like, why does she have kids? Like, she's too old, like stuff like that. So it'd be really weird. And a lot of people didn't know that my grandma wasn't my mom. Honestly, I didn't know my grandma wasn't my mom either until I was like at least 7, 8 years old. I did not know that she was not my mother. And I just didn't want to do it, because it's like, you know, growing up and telling people that, opening up to people about me not knowing my mother, and people saying really mean things to me about it, it just made me feel like, you know, I don't really want to share that. But not just that, but not even knowing my father either, because I'm adopted, so I didn't know either of my parents. So it was like people saying really mean, really nasty things to me who know me personally. So it was like, you know, people already personally say really mean, really nasty things to me, even though I'm as old as I am. So I was like, you know, I don't know if I really want to share that with YouTube. But then I'm like, you know, I don't even have that many subscribers who really gonna watch it. Lo and behold, I think I have about 12,000 views on that video. That video is the most viewed video on my channel, and maybe it was a blessing in disguise, because even though I didn't want to post it, that was the one that did the most numbers. And I thank God. I don't look back on my post in that video at all, you know, at all. But I know you guys want to know why, you know, what is the reason for me not knowing my mom. Okay, so let me get into a little backstory and how it was. So my mom basically had me really young, and she just, you know, she wasn't able, and that's just something I ain't nothing else but that. She just wasn't able, and coming from the family she came from, she just wanted to give me the best that she could, and so did my father. They wanted to give me the best that they could. So being born in Jamaica, being born in the community that they were born in, it was very hard. Going back to Jamaica and seeing where I was born and seeing where I used to live was very touching for me, because it's like, I can't believe I used to live that way, because I don't live that way now. So it was like, I don't know how to feel. I feel very, I don't even know the word right now, but it just, I don't know how to feel. And knowing what my mom told me about her upbringing and what happened when she was young and how she felt when she had a child, was truly, she wasn't ready. She wasn't ready. She couldn't do it, and she would leave me with my grandma a lot. So when they were coming to, you know, the States, America, she didn't mind, you know, letting her take me with her. So it was something where she, I guess she told me she had to make a very bold decision, and she did it, and she says she doesn't regret it. And to be honest, my father said he don't regret it either, like making the decision they made, but they didn't think it would take this long for us to reunite. And I understand. No, growing up, I used to really, I'm gonna be very frank, real honest, I used to think that my parents just like hated me because they don't get along. They just don't. And I felt like maybe I was the reason for whatever their issues were. But then when I started to realize them, talk to them about it, their issues are deeper than me. It's really beyond me. So this is a message out to children who are, you know, they don't know their mom, they don't know their father, they are adopted, and they think, you know, why, like, what is the reason for her not being around? What is the reason he's not around? Trust me, it is not your fault. And that is something that I had to tell myself. It's not my fault. Like, I'm sorry, I hate crying, I hate it. But anyways, it's not your fault for their issues. Their issues are literally beyond you. It has nothing to do with you, because that can take a toll on your self-esteem growing up, thinking there's something wrong with you. Because in my mind, I used to think, you know, damn, my own parents don't want me, nobody else will really love me. But it's like, that's not true. Like, you have so much love around. Like, I was raised with my grandparents. I always have my aunts, I have my cousins. You have so much love around. Just keep reminding yourself that, you know, you're worth it, you're worthy, there's nothing wrong with you because your parents are in your life. Mind you, if the day comes that they do resurface and come back around, do not push that away, because you might have a lot of questions. So I want to get my water. I'm trying. Because you might have a lot of questions about what happened when you were a baby and what led up to them not being in your life. Mind you, I have a sister, my mom has kept her, so they're really close. And my mom gave me to my grandma. So I always kind of felt like, you know, whatever happened between her and my father, she must like don't want nothing to do with me. Because to be honest, some kids do see it that way, because some parents are like that. I remember this one guy I didn't get into a relationship with, because he said that his mom, it felt like his mom hated him. And I used to ask him, like, why do you think your mother hates you? Because I'm just like, you know, she's your mom. Why do you feel like she hates you? He told me, I think she hate me because I look just like my dad. And she hate that nigga. So I'm like, that right there is a problem. Because that is something I used to think. I don't look like my father. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I look just like my mother. I resemble my dad. I have some of his features. But I look, literally, I am the spitting image of my mom. And that's really telling, because some people be like, oh, some people who do look like their mom be like, oh, I don't see it. But when I saw my mom, I felt like I was looking in a mirror, an older mirror of myself. Her mannerisms, the way she walked, the way she talks, how she feels about stuff, how she moves through the world, that was me. It was like me. And I felt like, whoa. It was like, it was really like, it really took me back, because it was like, I was never raised with this woman, and I am just like her in so many ways. So that's how you know genetics don't lie. Because I remember when I was young, my grandma used to question me about certain things I do and why I act the way that I act, and I couldn't even tell her why. I would literally be like, I don't know. And meeting my mother and seeing that she is the way she is, and noticing how she moves and how she talks and her mannerisms, how she is, and I'm just like, whoa, that's me. But a little turned down. Like, I'm a turned down version of my mom. But I'm just like, whoa, now it just opened my eyes to make me understand myself more. That's really what it was, I could say. Like, meeting my mother helped me understand myself more as a woman. Because I realized no matter what, I feel like I'm going off on a tangent. I have so many points I want to hit, but I'm trying to hit them in enough time. So being adopted, let's talk about that. I'm gonna do a video about being adopted, how it was, how it felt, but let's talk about this. So being adopted, not knowing your biological parents, does take a toll on you. That is something people who aren't adopted won't understand. Because it's like, you knowing who you are, where you come from, is the biggest part of your journey as a person. So it's like, so many things about myself I didn't really understand, and it was like I couldn't really understand it, because it was like I didn't have my biological mother around, you know, to help me understand why I do things I do. Like, genetic things. Like, I have chronic headaches. My nose bleeds randomly. I didn't know I have like sinus pressure, sinus problems. When I met my mom, that's when I realized those are genetic things, traits that she had, that she passed down to me. and I'm just going through the world thinking something is wrong with me, when the whole time it's just my genetics because of her. And I remember I had a really bad headache, and she looked at me, she said, your head hurt? And I'm just like, yeah, I didn't even say it, my head hurts, but she just looked at me, she said, your head hurts. And I'm just like, yeah, it does. And then she was like, oh, my head always hurts, and so does your sister's. I'm just like, really? I'm just like, she was like, how many times did your head hurt? And I'm just like, at least in a week. on a depending on the week, maybe 3 times a week, 4 sometimes a week. And it was like, yep, me too. All these years I was thinking something's wrong with my head the whole time. It's genetic. Like, she passed certain traits down to me that I didn't know growing up that those were the issues. So I remember when I did watch Black and Crew, and Sky finally met her sons, and she tried to apologize to them about, you know, not being there, and one son forgave her, but the other one was really angry. And I understood both sides of their feelings. Like, one younger, really happy, just really eager to see his mom, you know, just wants to know who this woman who birthed me is. And this other one so full of anger and just hatred towards his mom, wanting to understand, like, why did you give me away? Like, that is something I could really relate to, because I felt both of that. Like, why did you give me away? But I'm so happy to see you. I just want to ask you questions. Like, I want to forgive you. I want to just move on, and let's just figure this out. You know, you get to know me, I get to know you, and not try, you know, just figure it out. Because, like, I'm a grown woman. You can't mother me now. Like, you know, you can't mother me now. So it was like that. But, like, when I actually spent time with my mom, it was really interesting, because I spent a couple days not really speaking to her. It's like, not really speaking to her. It was like, she'd wake up early. I'm a morning person too, and she'd be cooking, and I would be peeking out the room at her. I'd be just watching her from afar, just watching her, not saying anything. And just really observing her. And then it was just like, I didn't know what to call her, because I didn't really know what to call her. I would just go up to her and just start talking to her. And yeah, that's what I would do. I wouldn't say nothing I didn't call her anything. I would just go to her and start a conversation. And then after a little, probably after like a couple of days of staying with her, for the first time I stayed with her, I was just like, mommy? Like, you know, I didn't know really what to call her, so I just said it, and she answered me back. So I was just like, okay, maybe, all right, because it's like, I'm not used to calling anybody mommy. Like, I'm really not used to calling anybody mommy. Like, I used to call my grandma mommy, and then when I found out she wasn't my mom, she gave me an option. So either I could call her grandma or mom, and I guess I just called her grandma, because it's like, you know, I don't really know, but it's like, for me and my grandmother, the situation's kind of different, because I say mom, mommy, it goes on and off. Like, sometimes I would say mom, sometimes I would say grandma for my grandmother, but for majority of the point, I do call her grandma. So yeah, but my entire life, I never called anyone really like mommy as often as I called my mother mom. So it was something I kind of was trying to get used to, trying to figure out, because I'm like, should I call her by her name? Like, you know, that's what I was thinking. Should I call her by her name? Should I call her by her nickname? you know, I didn't really know what to say. So it's like, I feel like it's kind of weird me just going up to her, starting conversation without even addressing her as anything. So I just said it randomly. I just said it, and then she responded. So I'm like, okay, I guess I'll continue to call you mom, you know? But then it would be like, sometimes I'd be really quiet while she's around, and she asked me one time, do I want to go back to my mother? She means my grandmother, because she could tell, like, you know, I miss being around my grandmother. So she would ask me, like, do you want to go back to your mom? Like, she would ask me that, and I'd be like, no, you know, I'm fine, I'll stay here with you. It's, you know, because I really wanted to get to know her. I really wanted to try to come out of my shell and understand her, because at the end of the day, it's like, we don't get to choose our family. We don't get to choose, you know, our upbringings. We don't get to choose what we're born in, but we can change the way our life goes. Like, from the time we're born up until we are at least 16 is when you can make decisions and try to figure out your life. From 16 to whenever, however long we live, you can do what you want, okay, with decisions on life. But it was like, you know, I just wanted to try to get to know her, not try to live and just be angry, you know, and just give her attitude. Because I feel like, you know, I'm 25, I'm a grown woman. There's no need for me to be angry, like sit here and be angry like how I used to be when I was like a teenager, and be pissed off. Because believe it or not, we used to argue a lot over the phone, and it would be really weird to me, because after an argument I would have with my mom, I would go to my grandma and be like, you know what she said? She said this, 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 and this to me. And my grandma would look at me like, why are you guys arguing? You guys don't even know each other. And that would baffle me too. Like, we don't know each other, but we're yelling and arguing, screaming back and forth, and then we wouldn't speak to each other for like weeks and whatever, months, maybe a year. And I just, sometimes I would be like, yo, I'm her daughter, why don't she call me? Like, why don't she try to get to know me? Like, and then I started to realize, from the systems in Jamaica is different from here. It's like, she can't just pick up the phone and call me. She gotta buy minutes. She gotta put it on her phone. She gotta make sure she's in a Wi-Fi area. She gotta make sure she got enough minutes to talk to me. She's not even an on the phone talking type of person. And you know, all that comes into play. So it was like, you know, we had to really try to get to know each other. After a while, it was like easy. And you know, me just sitting, listening to her and understanding her, and truly trying to get to know her, her really trying to get to know me, it just felt like second nature. It just felt like something that was very long overdue. And after a while, I just, you know, had a come to Jesus moment. And I really thank God for that, because it's like, I think that things happen in our life for a reason. Things happen the way they're supposed to happen. And I feel like all these things happen so that I can be able to speak and tell other people about, you know, I did not know my mom. Like, I did not know my father. That's another thing. Talking about, like, I spent some time with my dad, not as much, because I was raised with my dad's side of the family, but my dad encouraged me to spend a lot of time with my mom because I don't know that side. So I didn't spend as much time with my father. But, you know, maybe things happen so that somebody has to be the one to carry the torch and say certain things, be as bold to say it, because not a lot of people, because when I was younger, I used to feel so embarrassed about this, like, you know, not knowing my parents. I used to feel super embarrassed about it. I remember, like, I had a close friend, we're still very close friends, and I told her about it, and she was like, wow, so that means, like, if she was sitting right next to you, you wouldn't even know. I'm like, honestly, I wouldn't. Like, she probably wouldn't know either. And I remember, like, I mentioned that to my mom, and she said, I would know it was you. And I'm like, you would know it was me? She was like, I would know it was you, because she has longed for this moment since she gave me away. She said, I've longed for this time to meet you. I've longed for this time to just see you. And everything, like, I feel like it felt more surreal to her than me, because, you know, after a while, she really did a lot, and I had to tell her, like, you know, you don't have to do all that. Like, you really don't. You don't have to do anything. I just want to get to know you. Like, you know, I've longed for this moment too. So, you know, as long as I'm here, let's just make the best of it, and, you know, let's just try to forget the past and move on, because at the end of the day, whether I get married and have kids, I'm gonna want you to be around. So that's it. But if you like that video, if you have a lot of questions, comment below. You could DM me, you could email me. And if you are also somebody who doesn't know your mom, or you know somebody who doesn't know your mom, let them watch this video and let them know that, you know, you're not alone and you are worthy and nothing is wrong with you. And if, whether, God bless the dead, if she's deceased, she's watching over you. Whether you don't know her, one day you will meet her. Just open your heart to that moment and get all your frustrations out. Even if you are mad, ask her 1,000,001 questions. Even if she doesn't answer it, just know that you tried and you put your best foot out there forward to know, you know what, remember, this is for you as a person, no one else. Because at the end of the day, she gave birth to you, and it is not your fault if she wasn't there for your upbringing. But just know, at the end of the day, you are loved by someone. Goodie Gang Out. Yeah, go.
Yeah, I'm Tina mother. Yeah, she made me happy. So happy to see her. She makes me cry.
Oh my God. Oh my God, no.